welcome back to my channel. We're about to do another book review today. Today's book is going to be by an author named Charae Lewis. This is the second book series I think that I've read by this author. I may review the first one because I really do like that series, but I figured since the first book review was a book series that I liked, we're going to make the second book series we're going to make the second review a book series that I didn't particularly care for. So it's by an author named Charae Lewis, and the name of the series, I think it's 2 books in the series. It's called Outta Her League. So y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna have the cover pop up. Anyway, it's called Outta Her League. Now, like I told y'all in the last review, I'm recording these on the same night. Let me know down below if y'all want more, like, spoilers. I'm trying to get the flow, okay? Let me know. Anyway, the premise of this book is a girl is low on funds, and she decides to take a risky job to make a little cash. Make a little cash. Okay. She meets a successful man who has suffered a great loss, and a relationship forms between the two of them. They both suffered a great loss in their own way, which, y'all know how these romance novels go. Is it a romance if they didn't suffer a great loss? No, probably not. Okay. The main character, her name is Ryan, right? Yeah, her name is Ryan. And she starts working this job, okay? She meets a man named Santana. I am so sorry. Okay? I'm back. I don't need to tell y'all I'm back, because y'all not going to see that I left. But Ryan meets Santana. They start a relationship. That's the main basic plot, okay? To my list. I rated this book a 3 out of 5. Series of 3 out of 5. That's not too bad. That's like a what? B? I don't know. Anyway, it's not a terrible book series, but I just felt like it was extremely unrealistic. And because of that, I could not give it a 5. Now, Charae Lewis has another book series that I love. So when I get to talking about that one, y'all gonna see she's a really good writer. But this series I just felt like was really, really unrealistic. And you know what? I'm gonna give y'all spoilers on this one. I didn't really do spoilers on the first book review, but for y'all to understand why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, I gotta give y'all spoilers. Okay? Okay. So hopefully you've read the book before you watch this video. Alright, so this is what I like about the book. Let's start with the positive. Let's give these Black authors some positivity and light in life. I like the way that Ryan does not let Santana dictate her life. That's number 1. The job that she does, he wants her to stop doing once they start getting a little serious. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I was doing this job when you met me. I'm going to keep doing my job. I do like the fact that she did not give up her job just off the strength of this man. Okay? I like the fact that it's multi-points of view. So we get Ryan's point of view. We get Santana's point of view. We have some side characters that come in. We get their point of view. I love a multi-point of view book. It makes it much more enjoyable. And we get to get way more tea of a situation because there are multiple parties involved, which I do like. Another thing I do like about the book is the misdirection of one of the plots. The misdirection of one of the situations that happens in the book between 2 of the side characters, I really do like. There is a situation that happens between a character named, what's her name? Blanche, I think is her name, and another character named Karan. The misdirection of that situation in the way Blanche tells her story versus the way Charae tells her story versus the way a third party tells the story. I do love that because it kind of felt like a mystery in a sense, and it made you wonder, I need to know what happened. I need to know what happened and why they don't like each other. Like, I need to know why they don't like each other. So I'll give it that, okay? Things that I disliked. I feel like Ryan gets away with too much in the book. So, spoilers all through the cheese all through the bed. In the book, Blanche, she's a struggling actress. She used to be at the top of the food chain until she did some shady stuff, and now she's at the bottom of the food chain. She went from blockbuster movies to Hallmark movies, Lifetime movies, okay? And we're not talking about the good Lifetime movies like the Tracy Gold Lifetime movies. We're talking about 2023, 2022 Lifetime movies, the ones that you don't really want to watch because they ain't that good. But Santana is this really high-powered entertainment attorney, and she's like, Blanche is thinking like, Santana got all these connections. I need to be kicking it with him. I need to be kicking it with Santana. But Santana in the book, how old is he? He's in his early 30s. I can't remember the exact age, but he's like 30, 31, 32. Somewhere up in there. And I can't remember the ages, but Ryan is like 19, 20, 21. She's very young. Okay? Blanche is up near Santana's age. Anyway, or closer to Santana's age. I can't remember people's ages. I know for a fact Ryan was like 19, 20, 21. Santana was 30, 31, 32. I want to say he was like 32. But Blanche is like trying to get Santana's attention in the book, basically, because she's like, I gotta make this man like me so that he could plug me with some studios or some of his clients, because I need my name back in the streets, okay? But to do that, I gotta get Ryan out the way because he is obsessed with this little young girl, okay? So Ryan's mama is a vegetable. She been a vegetable for decades at this point. I don't know why the grandparents don't pull the plug. But she a vegetable, okay? And Blanche finds out Ryan's T, okay? Ryan is an escort without the S. She's an escort who's not sleeping with men, but she's still getting paid for dates, okay? She's still getting paid for dates. That's the risky job. And Blanche finds this out. She's like, I'm finna tell it all so that I can get this man on my side. Ryan also is a dang on shoe seller at like a Nordstrom or something. Some type of nice store. Bloomingdale's. One of them type stores. I forgot the store. Anyway. So Blanche is like, you need to leave Santana alone or I'm going to unplug your mama. The book is actually good. It just made me so mad. Okay? You need to leave Santana alone or I'm going to unplug your mama. And Ryan was like, unplug my fucking mama? I'm going to leave Santana alone. Okay? But Santana's like, where you go? Come back to me, Ryan. Ryan's like, no, I'm done with you. So Ryan, she starts moving on with her life. Blanche and Santana started kicking it a little bit, but Santana ain't really feeling Blanche. But he's like, well, the girl I'm really feeling ain't really feeling me. Blanche is feeling me, so I'm gonna go feel on Blanche. That's kind of how it's going. Ryan, she starts dating Charae, okay? She finds out that Charae and Blanche had a relationship in the past. And Charae tells Ryan, oh, Blanche used to get wild with me back in the day. She was doing drugs. She was sleeping with women. I got all these videos of her in my phone. So Ryan decides to drug Charae and leak the video footage. Revenge porn on Blanche's A. this. And I was mad about that because after this happens, Blanche knows Karan had the videos. So of course she's like, Karan, how could you do this to me? And he was like, I ain't leaking. And Ryan basically just goes on with her life with Santana. Blanche loses what little career she has. She loses it. And sets a murder for hire plot because she's like, how could Karan do this to me? And come to find out it's all a setup. Karan get killed, but Blanche ended up having to go to jail for the crime. Okay? And it's like when child, I'm my hair frizzing already. When he gets shot and it makes the news because Karan is like this big time music producer, it makes the news. Ryan is like, oh my God. Could this be because I drugged him and leaked some videos out of his phone? And Santana's like, no, what you did wasn't wrong. But it's like Santana and Ryan are justifying her leaking a woman's tape because she was gonna unplug your mama. And when I understand, like, that's sad for your mama to be a vegetable, but your mama's been that way for like 15 years. Like, this is not a situation where she just got like this a week ago and there's still a chance she could come back and be living a full life. Her mama been on a machine for like 15 years. And because a woman said she gonna unplug your mama, you leaked her tape. And it was just like, oh well, got my man, got my step baby. I'm moving on with life. And I was just kind of like, off with that Ryan's head. I wanted it to be off with Ryan's head. By Ryan. What else didn't I like? Because I'm sticking on this subject too long. Ryan's dad lets her struggle for nothing. Okay? Remember I told y'all Ryan was only working as an escort because she had no money. She was living at home with her daddy and his two uncles who were closer in age to Ryan than they were to the daddy. Okay? And she's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get a car. I gotta get a apartment. I'm in school. Was she in school? I'm almost positive she was in school. Anyway. And the whole time, she had like hundreds of thousands of dollars in the trust fund. She was 21 because I think she could access the trust fund when she turned 21, but she was about to graduate college. And so the daddy was like, I felt like the gift would mean more if you graduated from college first. So let's say she turned 21 in January. And you know, college graduations are in April, May. So let's say she graduated in May. You let your daughter struggle from January to May. And you was mad at her for being an escort when you knew she had hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in a bank account somewhere. This girl don't have no car, y'all. This girl don't have no home. She living with a bunch of men who sleep and she's sleeping in a twin size bed. Her uncle is inviting women over to sleep in her bed, sleep when she not home. But your daddy know about an account that got hundreds of thousands of dollars in it that your mama set up for you years ago. And he just got you out here struggling on the pole. She went on the pole, but on the pole, I hated that. Santana got a baby, y'all. Santana was engaged. Santana's a grown man. Santana's a grown man. She's this little college student. Santana is a grown man with a newborn. And the mama died during childbirth. And I kid y'all not, every time we see the baby in the book, the grandma is with the baby. Santana's daughter is only like 5-6 months old, I think, when he starts courting Ryan. When did you have time? He in the book focuses on him not being able to connect with the child because of the way the situation happened. Understandable. But if you can't connect with your child, The obvious thing to do would be to try to connect with your child, not start chasing the little 21-year-old around town. We never find out if he connected with that child, but we know he's chasing little 21-year-olds around town at his big age of 32. That's what the ages were. I think it was 21 and 32, because I think they were 11 years apart. Something else I did not like. There was no reason for Ryan to be attractive to Santana. And this is why I say that. Santana is a 32, we're going to say 32-year-old attorney who is, I'm assuming, because he worked with good clients, because Blanche was on him. Blanche said he had it in the bag. So we're going to assume Santana is worth millions, okay? Or at least $1 million. He has a baby. He's been engaged before. And he has a established career, okay? And the author wants us to believe that he falls for this 21-year-old college student with no car, no real job, because she's working at a shoe store or the shoe department, no car, no real job, at her daddy's house on a twin bed, and she only got a bank account at 21. Because I ain't tell you that part. When the daddy tells her, yeah, you got a trust fund set up years ago from your mama, $200,000 in it. She's like, I gotta set up a bank account. You 21 and you a college student, you ain't got a bank account. Where your refunds going? Where your refund checks? Where your refund checks been going? You taking your work checks to the check and go to the cash advance? Like, where you cashing your checks at? You getting paper checks? You saving money in a can under your bed at 21? And you want us to believe that this 32-year-old rich lawyer just could not resist her. Okay. Okay. The last thing in the book that made me mad, Blanche was a victim. And I don't like the way she had to suffer the whole book. I don't like when authors go above and beyond to make their heroine win in the end. I don't like those kind of books. And the fact that Karan tells the story that he found out something that Blanche did, and he gets his cousins or female friends, I can't remember, some women he knew, this is Karan's version, to beat Blanche up. But throughout the book, we find out that's not true. We find out he beats the hell out of Blanche. And he kind of just gets to go on with life. And she's kind of stuck in this space of, what about my career? Now, don't get me wrong, she did sleep around, but I feel like the fact that Blanche was sleeping around for her career should not have been such a deal breaker in the book for her character, because our main character is literally going on dates with men for money. Just like Blanche is sleeping with men in the industry, or sleeping with people in the industry for her career. Sex work is sex work. And I feel like the book is giving Ryan a pass for the same thing that the book is criticizing Blanche for. Blanche wants to date Santana because he's good for her image. the first thing I think that Santana does when him and what's her name, Ryan, start dating or whatever, is buy her stuff. He buys her a car. He's giving her money. Like, it's the same thing. And it's like Blanche is criticized so hard for that in the book. And Ryan knows that Karan did what he did to Blanche. And she still decides to go in his phone and expose her the way she did. Like, do you know how triggering that has to be? To not only have to be, because Karan and Blanche cross paths in the book after this has happened, after he's beaten her, after he's abused her. They've crossed paths, and Blanche is afraid of him. And Blanche tells us and Santana that Karan beat her. Okay? Ryan figures this out, that Karan was lying about the women fighting Blanche and that it was him, because she notices some other abusive behaviors that he displays in the book. And do you know how warped you have to be mentally to not only know that you have to interact with this man or be in spaces with this man who brutalized you, and not only that, he gets to, because Blanche thinks that Karan put these videos out because it was in his phone. He gets to put this stuff out about you on top of that, and now your life is over. Now, don't get me wrong, Blanche was wrong for saying, I'm gonna unplug your mama. But the fact that Ryan gets away with everything in the book, it pisses me off. And it made me not even want to finish reading it, but I'm like, I'm gonna give the book a chance because I do like the author. But the fact that she was able to just kind of like, oh, well, I know I'm the reason he got killed, but bye, Blanche, have fun in prison. And I don't know, at the end of the book, I just feel bad for Blanche. Ryan can go to hell. Santana needs to go take care of his baby. And free Blanche. That's how I feel. That's why I gave this book a 3 out of 5. Because the storyline was interesting, but I did not like the couple. I felt like there was no reason for them to be compatible. I could see, okay, yeah, she was 21. But I could see if they were like in similar points in life. Like if Ryan was 21 and also had a child. If Ryan was 21 and got married young and her husband died. Or she was trying to get away from her bad husband. Or if she was 21 and she had something going for herself. Ryan is literally a 21-year-old trying to get an internship, working in a shoe store, and escort part-time. Like, she doesn't have anything going for herself that would make a 32-year-old father and lawyer fully in his career want her. Besides, she's attractive. And don't get me wrong, I know men can be shallow, but I don't see a man being that shallow when he's looking for a mom for his child. Anyway, I felt so bad for Blanche. That's the only person who I got sympathy for in this book. I want Blanche out of prison. I need a part 3 where Blanche comes home. Charae. I need a part 3 when Blanche comes home and she gets to live a good life, because the fact that she lost her career because she was sleeping around in the industry the same way Ryan was a sex worker, was traumatized by her abuser when really it was Ryan that facilitated it, and ended up in prison, was raggedy. It was raggedy. And she needs a good life. I need a part 3 with just Blanche. I don't need to see Ryan. I don't need to see Santana, and I don't need to see that baby he abandoned on his mama. But I do need to see Blanche get to live a full life, make her big comeback, get out of prison. Now, don't get me wrong, a whole bunch of other stuff happens in the book. I'm not going to tell y'all. But free my nigga Blanche. Anyway, y'all, that's it for this book review. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun, great stuff down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I like this one. I think that I am going to give y'all a little spoilers. The first review, I did not do spoilers because I wanted to be conscious of who watches the video. And I know some people who watch reviews haven't read the book yet. But this is more comfortable for me than trying not to tell y'all stuff. Sorry, not sorry. So y'all gonna get some spoilers in these reviews. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe.